How we doing, folks? Welcome to Week 7 preview. I'm Jason Blakeney. This is Brady Aymond. And Brady, we're going to run straight through it because you're feeling a little sniffly.
I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if it's because of the picks have gotten me down, but I got some kind of a bug.
Yeah, it's got to make you sick to be trailing all year long. So, especially when you're the prep guy, you're the man.
And you keep copying off of me now. It's kind of like that wrestler that's stalling at the end of the match. That's kind of how I feel right now. You get a lot of riding time on me.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll try to go the same order we went in our picks yesterday. First, we'll go over to Walton and Catholic versus Walton.
I don't think on paper this is a very good matchup, but Walton does have those two big defensive linemen, and that's obviously a concern for Catholic. I think right now Catholic just needs to kind of get some confidence as far as winning a game and winning one convincingly, because they haven't really done that this year. They haven't been that team that's kind of pulled away for an easy win. So with Madison County next week, they kind of have to get back on track right now.
Yeah, it seems like this would be a good time to schedule Walton. You don't want to say it's an easy win, but it should be an easy win.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to Cottondale. Jay traveling over to Cottondale.
I mean, two teams kind of in a similar situation. Both of them kind of rebuilding seasons. Cottondale's 0-6. They did make the playoffs last year, but lost a lot of players off that team. Here's another opportunity for Jay to kind of gain a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. That district's tough, so anytime they get a chance to win in a game like this is kind of important for them.
Yeah, and I like Jay to win this game, and since I like him, you like him. If we'll go back to the picks video, still kind of baffled that he switched around on me. I do like Ricky Cofield to go for another 100 yards.
Yeah.
That's something that he's done all season. He's over 1,000 already. That's a pretty impressive performance from a guy that young.
Yeah.
All right, the games in town this week. There's 4 of them. First, non-district game, and it's Milton travels to Gulf Breeze.
I think probably the most interesting game as far as on paper. You got Milton, who's a very defensive-oriented team, against Gulf Breeze, who's a team that's scoring 42 points a game. So it's kind of a contrast of styles, and it'd be interesting to see how Milton kind of tries to counter that spread attack that Gulf Breeze kind of puts out there on the field.
Yeah, it seems like the Dolphins have that worked out where they can hit you for a pass, and then run up the gut on you. Mm-hmm. And so it'll be interesting because we think Milton's defense is legitimate.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best in the area for sure.
So we'll find out tomorrow if they're exposed. Then we might be eating a little crow there.
Yeah, or so.
In 1-6A, the game I'll be at, Brady, Pine Forest travels to Washington in a game that, even though these teams have very different records, it's a huge game for both. They're both 1-1 in the district. So either one still has a chance at the playoffs with a win. With a loss, though, they're probably done.
Yeah, a loss will pretty much eliminate either team. You don't want to get to 2 losses in this district with, Pace and PHS at the top there. So this is a big game for both of them, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to see, especially if you're Washington, you don't want to see a loss here because you still have PHS on the schedule. There's still a chance where they can go out and win the district. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. All right, so we're going to move to Pace hosting Escambia. The Gators having some turmoil, had a couple wins in a row. Now they've got a loss. What do you look at this week?
Well, Pace is kind of in a situation where they're trying to bounce back, for the tough loss to PHS. But, Coach Lindsay said they can't afford to overlook anybody in this situation. They got to go out and win out. And, Escambia is kind of struggling right now, so just kind of have to, try to keep things going for them. Try to establish some confidence, but definitely a game that you got to feel like Pace is going to come out strong in this one.
Yeah, and maybe it turns out to be a lopsided game. I feel like Pace is probably one of the 2-3 best teams in that district, so it'd be very interesting to see what happens there. Probably the most lopsided game of the week is PHS traveling to Tate. Tate struggled all year to score points. They haven't been able to stop anybody on defense. When they've been in the game, they've given up leads late. It's just been a really tough season for them. PHS firing on all cylinders. Maybe the only way that anything happens here other than a PHS win is if PHS gets caught looking ahead to that Pine Forest game.
Well, it's a trap game. I mean, they played Pace last week. They got Pine Forest next week. They got a team that they beat by 35 points in the preseason classic. So they have to kind of keep their head on straight this week.
Yeah, so that wraps up our schedule. I'm Jason Blakeney. This is a very sick Brady Aymond.
Sorry.
Taking one for the team here. If I'm sick next week, need a cough?
No, I'm good.
Okay. If I'm sick next week, Brady
I'll
won't
do
be
all
here.
the talking.
Well, he won't be here because he'll be dead.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm Jason Blakeney. This is Brady Aymond. Join us tomorrow for our post-game where I will gloat about all the picks that I got right, and Brady will ride my...
coattails.
It's warming.
It's wonderful.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.